And you're running for mayor of Hastings.
Yes, I am.
Can you tell me why?
You know, a lot of people ask me that. A lot of people I've talked to. I would say voice. I think people want to be heard, and I think people want to be represented. And I don't think that they feel that that has happened to the extent they wanted it to in the past, probably 10, 20, maybe even going back as far as 40 years. I think people want to be stood up for. I think they want to be and feel like they're taken care of and feel like we're spending their money in the right places and we're looking out for the future of the community.
What's going to be different in Hastings if you're mayor?
Well, I think the probably the biggest change, and there's several changes I want to initiate. One change will be in the leadership. I believe that for the past several administrations, I don't think that the city council has been given the power that they are elected by the citizens to have. This is a council mayor type of government here, and the city council is supposed to provide oversight to a city staff. I believe that's been overlooked. I believe they've got sort of the cart in front of the horse type of deal. And I don't think that the city council has been providing oversight to the city staff and their projects in the way that they should have for the past several administrations.
So what are you going to do differently?
Well, the first thing I'm going to do, it's not me, it's we. We as a city council and mayor, the mayor is traditionally in Hastings a weak position, and the council is where your strength is. The mayor is more of a team leader, and I was a team leader for over 20 years in the Army. I plan on getting the city council together, and I want them all to work together with the city staff. I believe it's teamwork that counts, and they need a leader that unifies them and directs them towards a goal. And the goal is the citizen, the best interest of the citizen, whether it's spending, whether it's growth, whether it's accessibility, accountability, engagement among the people. I don't think that as the people, I don't think they've been able to engage with their city council, who they elect, to watch out for their better interests. I just don't think there's been that engagement. And I want to get the city council focused on a goal that is the best interest of the citizen and drive this community forward and look at the future.
There's 5 candidates, including you. What makes you stand out?
Well, first of all, I think having 5 candidates says something. People are wanting to step up and do something. They may recognize a problem. Maybe they just feel that it's their time to shine. The difference between me and the other candidates, I feel, is vision. And the vision is to listen to the citizen, listen to their needs, listen to their desires, and then actually work with the city government to achieve those goals. And I'm not so sure, there's a lot of things out there that people want to focus on. Some candidates want to focus on affordable housing. Some want to focus on positivities. Some want to look at the downtown area specifically. Some really want to look at some ordinance and some places for kids to enjoy. I want to look at the overall picture, and I want to look at our leadership. I want to change our leadership so it actually leads. And then I want to look at growth citywide. I want to look at affordable housing. I want to look at accountability, accessibility, and engagement. And I want to get together with the citizen and take their best interests and formulate a plan. And the biggest thing is, there's a lot of talk that's been going on for 20 years, but not a lot of action as far as I see. I really want to take the city council, direct them towards a goal, and execute on it.
Please tell me, why should voters vote for you?
Well, once again, I'm not in this for myself. I'm not in it for any special interest groups. I'm not in it I'm not in it for any reason other than I want to represent the citizen. I want to listen to the citizen, and I want to execute for the citizen. I want to develop a city council that's focused. I want to develop a city government that's a team, and I want to execute plans that help the city perform in the future.
And you kind of you kind of talked about some of the top issues, but how are you going to address them?
Well, with a strong city council. I mean, it's a teamwork effort. As mayor, I put together a team that attacks those issues, whether we, by listening to the people. There was recently a strategic study done, and a guy flew in from Oregon to give the city management team a class on strategic planning. In that strategic planning, at the end of it was identified communication, engagement, sustainable growth, and probably first and foremost, trust. I think the citizen, what I'd like to bring to the citizen is the trust in a city council that doesn't have any ulterior motives, that wants to watch their spending, because it's their money, who wants to look out for their future. And I think sitting in the mayor's seat, putting together a council that has that goal, working with the city staff for that same goal, I think we can actually execute and go into the future.
Okay. And is there anything that you'd like to share that I haven't asked so far?
Like, I'm trying to think of what I would like to share. You know, I guess I look at it like this. I didn't jump into this mayoral race because I was pushed into it, because anybody particularly wanted me to. I've talked to citizens in my businesses and out in the community. I'm very engaged in the community. I'm out every day in the community. I talked to them. There were a lot of grumblings out there about misrepresentation and improper representation. I talked to a lot of people, and when it all boiled down to it, they said, "I really like what you say, but those words aren't any good unless you go out and act upon them." So soon after that, I filed for mayor. I thought it was the only thing to do.
Have you ever run for a public office before?
I've never run for a public office. I've never sat on a board. I don't know the inner workings of this city government except for the fact that the past 4 months I have studied. I've read the city budget from cover to cover, all 300 and some odd pages of it. I've been at every city council meeting since I declared. I've been at strategic planning meetings. I've sat in at the CRA. I'm a type of person that tries to, when I do something, I try to do it 100%, and I try to jump in. And I've jumped in 100%, and I plan on giving that 100% for the next 4 years for the citizen.
And I was just going to ask more bluntly, what do you feel like are the top issues?
The top issues currently in Hastings, well, we've got a couple. My top focus, I believe, is leadership. I really want to get the leadership in the right direction. And I think I can, because that's what I've done all my life. Secondly, I believe growth is a huge issue here, and it's sustainable growth, not exponential growth, not growth of thousands of citizens, but in order to share the tax load, you have to have more population. Sustainable growth, I've looked at the national figures, I think is somewhere between 1% and 2%, which is 250 to 500 people per year. Those people can share in the tax burden. You can't lower taxes, you can't cut spending if you don't have population. I feel that growth, sustainable growth, is a huge issue. Affordable housing is another issue that has been around since the turn of the century, literally 2000. Around 2000, they came and did a study here, and they said one of the biggest challenges facing Hastings is affordable housing going forward. we really haven't addressed that. Only just recently have I heard of some growth out north as far as housing and some apartment complexes that are going up. But my question is, for 24 years, where has the execution been? And that's probably the biggest thing I think facing Hastings is we've got a lot of ideas, we've got a lot of smart people, but those people, when they come up with a plan, we need to execute.
What is your final message for voters?
Final message for voters on May 14th is I think is get out and vote. You've got you've got 5 candidates that are all looking out and trying to do the best they can for the city of Hastings. Make your choice on May 14th, and let's see who goes to the finals.